Ventura TV Appliance Center. We're the save energy, save time, save money place. The Energy Star qualified #1 rated high-efficiency Cabrio from Whirlpool Place. You heard right. Right now, save big on select Whirlpool Cabrio laundry pairs and pay no interest when paid in full within 6 months. At the hometown low price, think outside the big box place. Since 1951, Ventura TV Appliance Center. We're working hard to be your place.
We need help to find this missing child. Hallie Cummings was 7 when she went missing. She was last seen in Satsuma, Florida in February of 2009. This is what we believe she looks like today at age 11. If you have any information, please call the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children at 1-800-THE-LOST. That's 1-800-843-5678. Please help bring Hallie Cummings home.
Attention all units. We have reports of 2 motorcycle cops protecting California's highways.
That's for us, good buddy.
The Men of Chips are on MeTV.
Hi, I'm John Baker. I'm John Baker. He's Officer Baker.
He's the blonde one.
Hi there!
Officer Poncherello, ma'am.
Frank Poncherello.
Oh, I'm Frank Poncherello.
And he's the one who's Eric Estrada.
There's no way I wouldn't remember a name like that.
Catch the blonde one and the one who's Eric Estrada on
now
Chips.
on MeTV Fresno, Xfinity 187.
Hi, I'm John Magill. Welcome to this live edition of Connect with me on the showroom floor at Ventura TV on this Wednesday morning. Today we have 2 experts in the house. They're both attorneys. Do you need an attorney? Hey, you can call us here at 436-MeTV option 11 today for any reason. Do you need an attorney? We're back in just a moment.
Tonight I want to discuss the importance of the television medium to the American people.
Glad to be back here in the studios at Ventura TV on this Wednesday morning, and today we got a couple of experts in the house talking about how to find an attorney. Do you need one, by the way? You know, you can call us here at 436-MeTV option 11. We'll have all kinds of advice for you today on how to find that attorney, and you know, you might find yourself in a situation that you never thought you'd be in, and first thing you know, you're in somebody's office. Anyway, I want to remind you, you're watching us live on Comcast, channel 187, 43.6, and now 13.1. Hey, this is all live, my friends, between 10 and 11 o'clock today. So if you want to watch the replay, that comes later in the day at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 13.6 YouTube, 8 o'clock at night at 4.6 Biz TV, and the Twitter account is at John Mallos MeTV. And so today we're talking about finding the right attorney. You know, you go along in life and you live a full, happy life, and you're thinking to yourself, oh, I'll never need an attorney. You know, kind of like my father. He lived to be like 92, never needed an attorney until he was 91. And then he wanted to put together a trust and a will and a health care directive, and he found himself inside an attorney's office. If you look across the fruited plain right here in the Central Valley, there have been so many high-profile cases involving attorneys and clients. And today we've got 2 experts in the house to talk about how to find an attorney, and if you find yourself in a position that you need one, well, anyway, we'll talk about some high-profile cases too. Now, I want to take you back about 10 years. Remember Stacy Johnson Klein? She was the basketball coach out at Fresno State. She sued the university via Warren Pabujan. The verdict came out. It was $19 million lawsuit against Fresno State. You might recall that. They got it. The judge actually got it down to $9 or $10 million. But anyway, here is one of the most high-profile cases ever in the history of Fresno, the Central Valley, and the entire state of California. Let's take a look back at Warren Pabujan and Stacy Johnson Klein.
Fresno State University is known for its NCAA Division I sports teams.
But the female athletes weren't getting the same opportunities as their male counterparts. That is, until Warren Pabugian stepped in.
Fresno State was not providing that and was treating women's sports as a secondary sport, and the law, Title IX, says you can't do that.
Stacy Johnson-Klein was a popular coach of the women's basketball team. When she saw women's teams being treated as second-class citizens, she spoke up, and the university responded by firing her.
And I believe that, and the jury also found that she was retaliated upon on those complaints, that they made up an excuse to terminate her and ultimately ruined her career, publicly displayed her termination report on the internet, and held a press conference in Fresno explaining that she had stolen money and taken drugs from a student athlete.
In court, Pabugian told the jury the public spectacle was retaliation for taking a stand for women's sports. And the jury agreed, delivering the largest Title IX verdict in history.
Send a fear through athletic departments, from what I've heard, that they want to stay in compliance with Title IX.
That forced a major change in women's sports at Fresno State and other universities.
I feel that my client and I, along with the other coaches that sued, are able to change the system at Fresno State and make it better for women and women's sports, not only at Fresno State, but throughout the country.
That was one of the most amazing cases in the history of Fresno. Sitting beside me here live in our studio now is Rosalina Nunez. She specializes in certain things like Social Security disability, and then sitting next to her is our friend Chuck Magill as well. He is a longtime defense attorney here in the city of Fresno. Okay, so the question is, you're sitting there, you're minding your own business, my friends, you're cruising along in life, not having a care in the world, not needing an attorney, not thinking you need one, and all of a sudden you find yourself sitting in Chuck Magill's office or in Rosie's office. What happened? Need an attorney? 436-ME-TV, option 11. Call in. We'll give you some tips here on the program today. Back in a moment.
A top secret location. It's the spies who love me, bringing together MeTV's top super spies to fight evil at a memorable moment's notice. They're daring.
That's right.
Brave.
Now what are we gonna do?
The best we can.
Suave.
Does that apply to me, Oscar?
Possibly.
And smart.
The old finger in the gun trick.
Maxwell Smart.
MeTV Fresno, channel 43.6 and Xfinity 187.
We need help to find this missing child. April Andrews went missing when she was 15 years old. She was last seen in Pea Ridge, Arkansas in November of 2006. This is what we believe she looks like today at 23. If you have any information, please call the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children at 1-800-THE-LOST. That's 1-800-843-5678. Please help bring April Andrews home.
So perhaps today you're sitting there in front of your television set, sipping some coffee, having some breakfast, and saying to yourself, what's he talking about? I'll never need an attorney. Rosalina Nunez is here. Chuck Magill is here. Are they right or wrong about that assumption?
Wrong.
Definitely wrong.
In their life, sometime they're going to need an attorney.
Give me some feedback on that.
I wanted to say that because you're asking the question for the viewers, what do you look for in an attorney?
Yeah.
And what you just showed was Warren Pabugian, and Warren Pabugian is a native son. He graduated from this law school that we have here in Fresno, San Joaquin College of Law. That's where Rosie and I have both graduated from.
Right.
We are products of the Central Valley, like Warren is, and so when you look for an attorney, you want to look for somebody that's got some roots in the community, not somebody who's flying in from LA and dropping in to pick up a fee. You want to find somebody that's right here, right now. Don't you agree, Rosie?
Definitely. I actually just gave that same advice to someone. She was looking for an immigration attorney. She had heard an ad on the radio about a free consultation with an attorney out of San Jose. She lives here in Fresno, and I told her, immigration attorneys usually charge a consultation fee because there are thousands of undocumented workers.
How much is that fee normally?
It ranges, $50 sometimes to $200. But
wow.
There was this attorney out of San Jose that was not charging a consultation fee, so that was very attractive to her, and she wanted to drive all the way to San Jose to go get that free consultation. And I advised her, it's not going to be free because you have to drive over there. You have to take the day off of work to get out there. It's not free. By the time you've driven out there, you've already invested this time, and you might feel so invested that you're going to try to hire this attorney, and then you're going to have your immigration case with someone in San Jose. Every time you've got a question, every time you need to go see your attorney, you have to drive all the way out to San Jose. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, so it doesn't mean just because the attorney's in LA or San Francisco or San Jose that attorney is going to be any better than you or Chuck. Right?
Exactly. Right. And I was able to...
Why does that perception prevail then for most people? Don't they think attorneys are qualified here in the Central Valley?
You know, it's a big misconception. People go to San Francisco to go shop for, you know, Bloomingdale's. They go out buy expensive clothes, you know, the nicer things, and
yeah, but that's a little different.
So we've
don't you
think? I think it falls under the same lines. I think people think it's just better somewhere else, and it's not based really on anything because we have great lawyers here.
Well, and the lawyers here have more experience with the courts here in Fresno, and the reality of it is that plays a major role in the negotiation process, the ability to negotiate with the district attorney's office. People that are in town know better than someone who's out of town.
Yeah. Hey, we're talking with Chuck Magill, a longtime attorney, a defense attorney here in the city of Fresno. We'll give out his phone number. Rosalina Nunez is an attorney that specializes in bankruptcy and also Social Security disability. If you want to call in, you're tuning in late, 436-MeTV, option 11. We're back with our program in a moment.
Euronews, most-watched news channel in Europe.
We get our speed from Mom and Dad. They do stuff super fast. And now they got this new kitchen, so they're even faster. So they can help us with our free throws.
The time-saving Frigidaire Gallery line with a quick preheat and smudge-proof stainless steel that resists fingerprints and cleans easily. It's mealtime in no time, from start to clean. Frigidaire Gallery.
Save more during Frigidaire Gallery bonus days when you buy 3 or more qualifying appliances. See the full line of Frigidaire appliances at Ventura TV Electronics and Appliances.
We're back here talking with Chuck Magill and Rosalina Nunez, two attorneys. Do you need an attorney? That's the big question of the day. If you do, call in at 436-MeTV, option 11. And I don't want to do this at the end of the program. Why don't you give out your phone number, Chuck and Rosalina?
Sure. My phone number for my office is 255-3425.
And my telephone number is 559-221-2677.
All right, I made up some graphics, and we can go through these one by one, and I want you both to chip in here and talk about this. Winning and losing. Let's put up that first graphic there. From a defense attorney's perspective, what constitutes a win? I mean, if you're representing, say, a drunk driver, Chuck,
okay.
You're gonna, you know, maybe he's gonna go to prison, but maybe not for 20 years, maybe for less. So how do you gauge that winning and losing? I don't quite understand.
Sure. You know, I think most defense attorneys consider a win when they've beat the offer the district attorney's made, and it could be the initial offer that they make on the case. It could be an offer that's made prior to trial. If they beat that offer, meaning the DA offers them something that exposes them to 3 years in prison, and they get his sentence down to 16 months, that's considered a win because they've beat the offer that people have. And the reason why you're going to hire a private attorney is because you're going to want somebody that's going to be negotiating on your behalf. And that sometimes is a win when there's a good negotiation.
How many times have you been in that predicament where you're able to get it down from, say, 3 or 5 years to 10 months?
Well, let's just say that's the reason why people pay me for what I do. And I think I've been doing that for 25 years.
So you've been in that position many times.
Absolutely. Every time I have a case.
You consider that a win?
Absolutely, because the
Yeah.
client's looking at the time of exposure and the loss that it's going to have for him and his family as they're in custody. I mean, most of the folks that I'm representing are people like us who don't deal with the criminal justice system very often, and so any time they're going to have in custody is going to be damaging to their family and their ability to earn a living. So my win is reducing the time of your exposure, if that's where we have to go.
Do most people come into your office, Chuck, and they completely do not understand the system?
Absolutely. That's why they come in to see me, is because they want me to explain to them what's going on with the system. I think it's probably similar to bankruptcy, isn't it, Rosie?
Yeah.
It can be. I think with bankruptcy, though, it's a kind of a cleaner line because in most bankruptcies, in a Chapter 7, clients are able to discharge 100% of the debt. They're able to keep all of their property, all of their money, and they get to walk away, kind of scot-free. And so they don't have to give anything up, and that's a clear win. But definitely there are situations where we go in knowing that there's some kind of risk, and when we're able to minimize that risk, that's also a win.
There's another one. The question, I think you just kind of answered it right now. What constitutes a win or a loss from a civil point of view as opposed to a criminal case? You can expand on that.
Sure. I mean, I think it comes down to sort of mitigating, and that's very similar. I think that's what Chuck does all the time, is trying to mitigate the damage. And so when you're trying to lessen that blow and you're successful, that's a definite win. But when you go in and you know what the risk is, and it falls under that and you're not able to mitigate, that can be a loss. You can consider that.
Caller, go ahead. You're on the air on Connect with Me. Your question?
With all due respect to Mr. Chuck Magill, with his wife so not far away put in the grave, the way he's sitting next to that young lady looks so bad. I just like to say, Mr. Chuck Magill, you better think about what you're doing.
What's that?
And you're looking pretty bad. You're looking pretty bad. I'm sorry.
I appreciate what the caller's saying. I appreciate what the caller's saying. I think he's talking about the fact that I lost my wife a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
But we're on a stage, and Rosie and I are sitting close to one another because this is the best camera angle for both of us to be in. I think he's implying because we're sitting close together that means there's something more going on. And I apologize that that's his perspective, but the reality is this is a business that I'm in, and it's my responsibility to reflect the best that I can for the business I'm in.
No, actually, and let me clarify here, because I want to be totally truthful and honest on this program, always with our viewers. Chuck Magill is a very well-respected defense attorney, has been for 25 years plus, and our condolences obviously still continue to go out to you and your family for the loss of your wife, and she was a guest here. And Rosie, obviously, I asked her to be on the show, both of them at the same time. And when they came into the studio, I asked them, because of our camera situation here, they have to sit close together to be in take that shot, Lauren. Go ahead. Take the shot of the two of them, and you'll see what I'm talking about. They have to sit close together. It's a business arrangement. It has nothing to do with anything other than that. Right, Rosie?
Of course, and
you guys are friends.
I have to say that I'm a little offended that I am an attorney. I'm here for business, and
and nothing else.
I think it's kind of a cut to me too that the viewers just come watching and sees me as a young lady, and I am a businesswoman. I am an attorney, and that's why I'm here.
How long have you been an attorney now?
5 years now.
5 years. Okay, I want to put up on the screen, I'm glad we clarified that, and we do that with every guest. By the way, whenever we have two guests, we ask them to sit close together because of our camera angle shot, whether it's a male or female, and if there are two males up here, we're going to do the same thing. We're talking about an attorney. What constitutes a win? What constitutes a loss? How to get an attorney? We're going to take a break here on Connect with Me. Thank you for the phone call. 436-ME-TV, option 11. If you want to call and weigh in, my friends.
Hello, I'm John Walsh. We need your help to capture this fugitive. James Bell is an alleged child predator. Bell's wanted for molesting 3 girls ages 9 through 13 while working at a local YMCA in 2003. He was arrested, then fled. Bell has worked as a gymnastics instructor, coach, and a computer repairman. Bell could be anywhere along the West Coast. If you know where he is, call 617-742-5533.
The Ballad of Andy and Barney. Andy and Barney were lawmen, bravest you ever did see. Warned every crook in the record book to stay out of Mayberry. They were the law.
Yes, they were the law, and they didn't know fear.
The Andy Griffith Show.
I guess to sum it up, you could say there's 3 reasons why there's so little crime in Mayberry. There's Andy, and there's me, and baby makes 3.
Now on MeTV Fresno.
Are you in need of an attorney, my friends? 436-MeTV option 11. Rosalina Nunez is here. Chuck Magill is here. I want to put up some more graphics up on the screen. How to choose an attorney. What is the right process? Let's put some of those up right there, and we'll keep that up there and go over these individually. Who wants to start? Look at the first one, personal references.
I think that's probably the most important. I think that the reality is people know attorneys and they'll refer their friends to them, and quite frankly most of my business is from referrals from other attorneys that know that I practice in criminal law, and it's personal referrals that make the biggest impact. Reputation's important as well. And then the interview of the attorney.
Okay, let's take a call here and we'll pick it up with you, Rosalina. Good morning, you're on Connect with Me. Caller, go ahead.
To the attorney, Gil. I had a situation. What should I have done? Let's put it that way. What should I have done? This happened when I was 20 years old. Okay, I'm 65 now, so this happened 45 years ago. Now, in that time, I didn't know anything about attorneys or whatever. Well, I was working in a situation in an industry where I guess I was prosecuted for supposedly taking funds. Well, this is not what happened. But anyway, what happened was I was a bander for this company. I don't know if I should name the company, but I won't. And anyway, like I said, I was 20 years old, and that the person who said that I was taking money for the company. The reason he did that was because one day I happened to walk in. He was an accountant. I walked in and I saw him making some checks out. Okay, and what happened during the investigation, we found out that that person was involved in making checks to himself and putting it in the mailboxes, people that had died, and so he was making all these checks. Okay. But to get even with me, he said I was taking money for the company. Well, one thing led to another, so I got arrested for grand theft. I mean, that's what he said. There was no money involved. What it was I was a bander making belt loops for pants, and he said I was taking money. So how could I?
And this was 45 years ago, Colin. This was 45 years ago. 45 years ago.
45 years ago.
And and you've been crime-free since then? You haven't had any contact?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the question I think you're asking is what can you do to fix that record? Because that's something in the past it's not going to be able to relitigate. Yeah, you should have had an attorney at the time, because if you'd had a private attorney, they would have done an investigation to prove your innocence. But since that's passed, what you can do now is you can file to have that prior conviction erased.
How do you do that?
You go to the court and you actually hire an attorney, and he puts it back on calendar, and the court would look at that case. If you can find the case, a 45-year-old case may be difficult, but if you can find the case, then you can have it put it back on calendar, have it reduced to a misdemeanor, and have that misdemeanor dismissed. Because
can it disappear off your record altogether?
Technically, it can. But the arrest will never disappear. No matter if you're prosecuted or not, if you're arrested, that'll always show on your record. But that conviction
and you can never get rid of that?
They keep the arrest records for as long as I know of. And in my 25 years of experiences, they keep those records for a long time.
Wow. That is amazing. And so the actual but if you're convicted, that never goes away. right? That stays on forever,
well, not
too.
necessarily. I mean, like this caller was talking about, you can go back in, have it put back on calendar if you've successfully completed probation and had no new crimes, and ask they have that case reduced to misdemeanor then dismissed. So
Wow.
it'll show a dismissal on your record versus a conviction.
All right, let's put up the full screens and continue there. Rosie, why don't you pick it up here? How to choose an attorney? Because, like I said before, in the beginning of the program, you know, you're moseying along, and all of a sudden, maybe you're thinking, "I'll never need an attorney," and you're driving to work one day, and you rear end somebody, and you find yourself behind bars. How do you choose an attorney, in your opinion?
You know, I think Chuck, you know, kind of nailed it there. The number one thing is personal referrals. If you have a friend, if you have a sister, you have, you know, someone that you know and trust that has used an attorney in the past, and you need the same kind of attorney, it's easy to choose because you know that they've done a good job. They know how they've treated you, if they return calls in a timely manner, if they keep you informed, and all of that, you know, you can find out from your friend. And that's probably one of the most important things is just knowing that you can trust that attorney.
When you interview an attorney, like let's say I walked into your office and I wanted to interview you to see whether or not it's a good fit, what kind of questions should I ask that attorney?
You know, I would ask those same questions I just said. Is you know, are you always available? Is this the last time I'm going to see you? Sometimes you hire an attorney and you see them for that initial consultation, and then they disappear on you. You're dealing with a paralegal or a secretary all the time. You know, and attorneys are busy. We're in court, so a lot of times we're not in the office, but you should always be able to schedule an appointment to see your attorney. And so you want to know if that attorney is going to be available to you.
So willingness to work with you, that graphic that's up there, that's what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Willingness to work with you. And then should you ask them how much they charge?
Definitely. You've got to get a quote and know exactly what you're looking at. The last thing you want to do is pay a retainer and then 3 months later you get another huge fee from your attorney. You have to know exactly what the cost is going to be. Sometimes going in, an attorney doesn't know, you know, their billable hours, and so, but you've got to know what the rate is, and you have to kind of have at least an estimate as to what you're facing.
Yeah. Let me ask you before we go to break here, and I want Rosalina's answer on this. If you hire a high-profile attorney, should you believe everything you read in the paper about that attorney?
You know, a high-profile...
That's a big part of it.
It is, you know, and that's why attorneys like these high-profile cases, because they get a lot of attention, and it does kind of create sometimes a misconception, because it kind of tells the public that this is a good attorney. You know, you get that bulldog attorney reputation. Yeah. And, you know, but every attorney is capable of losing. Every attorney has had a case where they've lost. You know, you can't win all of them, and it all depends on your facts sometimes.
There's a good question we're posing right here. Can winning a big case and capturing media attention, headlines across the board, create a false hope for future clients with that attorney, Chuck?
I think it happens all the time. I mean, the reality of it is, you know, some of the folks that we both know that were high-profile attorneys, they lost some and they won some. I mean, the reality is there's no guarantee just because of someone's capturing of a media case.
Yeah, well, we're going to take a break and come back and talk about, you know, what are some of the key factors in winning? I mean, I know we can't nail it down to a T because you have to be specific in a case. It depends on the facts, it depends on the circumstances and all of that. But anyway, in need of an attorney, 436-ME-TV, option 11. We're back here on the program in just a moment.
Retro TV, your home for classic television. The greatest shows in history are here for you to enjoy. Join Cosby and Culp as secret agent men in I Spy. Ride along the Ponderosa with the Cartwrights in Bonanza. Hit the beat with Joe Friday in Dragnet. And that's not all. Retro TV offers endless fun and excitement for the whole family to enjoy. Retro TV, the best in classic television.
You can find Retro TV on over-the-air channel 13.4. When you like Ventura TV Appliance on Facebook, it's nice. But when you love the Whirlpool appliances we deliver, it's even better. Our website is cool, and it's a good place to start, but you really should touch the merchandise before you buy. Touch the new Whirlpool Ice Collection. It offers a modern style made to create an inspiring kitchen experience. Save big on this Whirlpool Black Ice or White Ice kitchen. Come in to Ventura TV Appliance and touch the merchandise today.
Two experts in the house today, two attorneys. I want to put up the disclaimer here. Rosalina Nunez and Chuck Magill, two attorneys, very prominent here in the city of Fresno. It's an Ask the Expert segment, so that I just want to make sure that you know that they came in of their own free will. And we asked them to come in. They're not being paid, and they are not paying us, obviously. And we're glad they're here. Hey, I do have a question about winning and losing, and with prominent attorneys, and we got a phone call, so let's hang on to that question here, John. Okay, caller, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Yes, I want to know, is there an attorney that can take my problem? I want to sue a company.
Okay, keep the caller there if you would. Well, who do you want to sue, and what is it? Maybe our two attorneys here can give you some advice.
I want to sue, like a hospital.
Why do you want to sue
Because
a
I
hospital?
got infected.
She got infected.
Well, how long ago did that happen?
Last October.
Okay. All right. So, you have 2 years to file a claim. Have you consulted with an attorney at all?
No, that's why I'm calling in.
Okay. All right. So the first thing you need to know is that you do have 2 years to file a claim, a malpractice lawsuit against the hospital. But those cases, are very fact heavy, so you've got to consult with an attorney, and you've got to be ready to talk about exactly what happened. We could make an appointment for you to come in and talk to one of us, but that is a heavy fact-finding case. Don't you agree, Chuck?
Medical malpractice are probably the hardest cases right now to pursue. Part of the reason for that is that there's a cap on a medical malpractice case of $200,000 for pain and suffering. So the reality of it is it's very hard to find an attorney that's going to do that. In order to sue for medical malpractice, an attorney has to have a doctor tell him that the cause of your injuries was someone's malpractice, so that it's expensive. And right now in Fresno, I don't think there's many lawyers that are doing medical malpractice because of the expense involved in pursuing it. So it may be very difficult for you to find an attorney that would represent you on a medical malpractice case in Fresno.
Still there, caller?
Yeah, I'm still here.
I know it's maybe something you didn't want to hear, but it sounds like it's an uphill climb to try to, find an attorney, first of all, one who's going to take it, and then battle that thing out in court.
And then it takes a lot of money to back it up.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Well, I guess we didn't help you too much, but at least we gave you some information, and you can kind of go from there and kind of mull it over, I guess, right?
Yeah. And can I have your phone number?
Yeah.
My phone number is 559-221-2677.
Did you get that?
221-2677.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you for calling. I want to put that graphic back up on the screen. Big name attorneys, and one of them was, obviously, we kind of answered this question a little bit. One of them we talked about earlier, Warren Babujian, high profile. You're a high profile attorney, Chuck. Whether you want to admit it or not, you are. And there's another guy, I want to put his picture up on the screen, was a very high-profile attorney, Ernest KINNEY, sadly passed away of leukemia, I believe, several years ago. One of the good guys, whether you agreed or disagreed with him from a court point of view, great guy, great human being. You knew him better than I did. But what can you say about Ernest?
Oh, he's my hero. I would love to emulate his practice by the way he practiced. He was bigger than life. He didn't shy away from high-profile cases. In fact, he sought them out, and he was good at them. But Ernie's a good example. Even a great attorney like Ernie had some losses, like the Dana Ewell case. That was a loss that Ernie had, and that was a tough loss to have. It was a high-profile case.
Yeah. Hey, caller, hang on a second. Speaking of the Dana Ewell case, I want to roll the videotape. But before we get to you, caller, I'll get to your question in a moment. Let's roll that videotape because you mentioned Dana Ewell. Dale Ewell, Glee Ewell, the mother, and Tiffany, the older sister, murdered back in April 19th, 1992. That was Easter Sunday, shot and killed by Dana, the son, by using a 9mm. And who helped him? A friend of his by the name of Joel Radisich. Yep. And both sentenced to life in prison, no parole. Ernest Kinney defended Dana Ewell. Remember that, Chuck?
Yes, I do. It was a high-profile case.
Yeah, and Chuck, he didn't shy away from cases like this, but he lost this case, yet it gave him notoriety. How much does that mean to an attorney?
Well, I mean, name recognition is very important as far as who people are looking to hire. They want to hire someone who they think has got a high profile with the public as well, also with the prosecution. So name recognition is very big.
Yeah, you agree with that?
Definitely. I mean, that's with any business. You know, that's why we brand name things, and it's name recognition, definitely.
Yeah. Caller, are you there? Go ahead.
Yes, I am. Well, I want to thank you and your guests for showing this type of information that kind of pertains to me. Ms. Nunez indicated that, you know, why go out and look for an attorney outside of the Fresno area. She makes some very good points, and she's right. You know, going out there and spending a lot of money going to San Jose or L.A. or wherever. However, just recently, the other attorney mentioned that you don't have that specific attorney that could handle a case. I've just learned that I'm looking at a case involving Indian tribal employment, and there's nobody in Fresno, Bakersfield area that will handle that, and now you're looking at San Francisco to L.A. For that expertise. You know, I appreciate the callers, and I appreciate your attorneys there. And another thing that I kind of wanted to mention was I'm finding myself in a possible disability situation, and for some reason, on social media, Facebook, I had a friend who I thought had sent me a link to, here's an attorney for disability, contact them, and they'll take your needs. I thought she really sent it to me. She's, you know, I trusted her. Well, after making a phone call to them, learning that they're on the back East Coast area, and then they started asking some personal questions on the phone I didn't feel too comfortable with. So I told them I'll get back with them. I called my friend, said, did you send me this link? She says, no.
Yeah. We're going to have to, caller, you have to speed up the thing because we're running out of time. Go ahead. Quickly, wrap it up.
No problem. Just want to make sure that, you know, finding the right attorney, and I appreciate your guest being there, and some of the information they are providing is very helpful, and thank you.
Okay.
John, if I could just take off on one part of it, and that is California, in Indian law particularly, San Joaquin has classes that they teach that are taught by an attorney that's one of the CEOs or one of the important attorneys in the Indian casino gaming area in our area. So there are Fresno lawyers that have a specialized experience with Indian law.
Oh, okay.
I took that class.
You did? Well, then you follow up on
find
that.
those attorneys here in Fresno.
Absolutely. You took that class on Indian law. There it is. That's the...
So we got a couple of minutes left here, and I want to ask you, you've lost cases. You recently lost a case. You don't have to get into any of the details. I want each of you to respond. What does that do to you? Does it bring you back down to earth? Are you already back down to earth? What does that do to your psyche? Or can you turn this thing into a positive?
Well, I recently lost a case that, you know, I kind of took personal. So when I got that decision from the judge denying my my client, you know, I had a bad day. I was in a bad mood that day, but, you know, the next day you've got to read the decision, read the law, read the reasons why your motion was denied, and then find a way to overcome that, to appeal it, or file something else that that will help the client, and that's what I'm working on this week.
Chuck?
So.
You know, boy, I don't want to talk about the ones I lose. I want to talk about the ones I win. But when I'm in trial and I'm doing a case, I believe in my client, and their story is my story. So when I lose a case, it's like I've lost the case as well as the client.
Yeah.
The difference is the client goes to prison, and I go back home and try to recover what I should have been doing to win that case.
And I don't want to paint a picture that's deceiving here, because you have won a lot, you've won a lot. The point being, you can't win every time out.
No,
the Giants have won the World Series the last 3 out of the last 5 years, but they can't win every game.
And you learn in the off years, just like they did.
Yeah,
they're only
exactly
winning even years.
Take one more call here. Go ahead, caller. Go ahead. You're on the air.
Yeah, John, I'm going to call in regard to just what that gentleman called a while ago, and this goes to Chuck there, and about him sitting too close to that lady, and he lost his wife, yes, but he probably loved his wife, and to go on living without a companionship, at his age, he's a very attractive man, that he should not let that affect him, and go on with life. My wife and I, because I just have one day at a time to live, and we have said that I want her to have a companionship. Right. She'll never love nobody like me. But you keep that head up, and you enjoy the rest of your life. That's what your wife would want.
Thank you, caller.
Thank you. See that?
Thank you so much. Yeah.
All's well that ends well. And again, this is nothing personal. This is a professional relationship. You guys are friends. And again, give the phone number out real quick, Chuck. Yours?
My phone number is 255-3425. Thank you.
And Rosie?
221-2677.
Hey, you guys are both great professionals, and I'm honored that you're here. Chuck,
hey,
good to see you, my
John.
friend.
Good to see you again.
You come back, okay?
I sure
and you
will.
Too.
Thank you, John.
All right. Thank you, Rosalina. I appreciate your time very much, both of you. We're going to be back with our second part of our program with other guests here on Connect With Me on MeTV Fresno in just a moment. Don't go away.
When you like Ventura TV Appliance on Facebook, it's nice. But when you love the Samsung big screen we deliver, it's even better. Our website is cool, and it's a good place to start. But you really should touch the merchandise before you buy. Time for that upgrade to an HD 3D web-enabled Samsung TV. Get the best selection, price, and service in town without waiting. Come in to Ventura TV Appliance and touch the merchandise today.
Watch Dr. TV on over-the-air channel 13.9.
We need help to find this missing child. Erica Parsons was 13 when she disappeared. She was last seen in Salisbury, North Carolina in November of 2011. This is what we believe she looks like today at age 16. If you have any information, please call the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children at 1-800-THE-LOST. That's 1-800-843-5678.
Want to create something extraordinary? Create perfection. Our lifestyle appliances make it easy. KitchenAid, Ventura TV Appliance, and you, when only the best will do.
It's almost time.
Now we'll find out once and for all about Clark Kent and Superman.
Look up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's a TV show.
Yes, but who is he? What's his name?
He's Superman.
Golly, Clark, won't that be wonderful seeing Superman
Fighting a never-ending battle for truth, justice, and television the Me TV way.
No one can do the things that Superman does.
The adventures of Superman.
Now on Me TV Fresno, Xfinity 187.
We need help to find this missing child. Patrick Alford was 8 when he went missing. He was last seen in Brooklyn, New York in January of 2010. This is what we believe he looks like today at age 12. If you have any information, please call the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children at 1-800-THE-LOST. That's 1-800-843-5678. Please help bring Patrick Alford home.
Back here on the program, connect with me on Me TV Fresno, and this Sunday is a big health fair that you'll not want to miss. It takes place at Manchester Mall, starts at 9 a.m., ends at 4 p.m., plenty of time to get there and bring the entire family. That's at Manchester Mall. So we have two guests in the studio today to talk about this health fair that is beneficial to all here in the city of Fresno, and I want to make sure I get these names correct. Hamid Akbar and Dr. El Said Ramadan, who has been here before, and you're the leader of the mosque out there near Fresno State. Now, I'm glad to see you again, sir. And thank you for both being here. You can pick it up, Hamad. Tell us a little bit about the health fair that takes place.
The question I was asked, why we do the health fair, number one, that we do care about the community and we want to provide the free services. We don't ask they're legal or not, they have insurance or not. That's not our business. But we provide all these facilities. There are more than 11 or 12 different specialty, and we provide them free.
Right. Why? But why are you doing the health fair?
For the good of the community.
Yeah. And is this once a year that you do this?
No.
Or?
Every 6 months we do that.
Okay. At Manchester?
Manchester. Now, question will be asked, why Manchester? The reason for that is because it's a centrally located place in Fresno. And also our client are some of not well-to-do, so they have the bus service there. So they can take the city bus and come to our
and
fair.
Anybody, all face, race, creed, color of people, they can all come. Doesn't matter.
That's correct. Not only that, in this group, although it's the Muslim Society of Central California, provide that these
sponsored
services.
by the Muslim Society, yes.
But 10% people might be only involved all other denomination.
Right, right. It's okay. So Dr. El Said, you can pick up where Hamid has left off here in terms of the health fair. You are treating and caring for the elderly, children, women, children, everybody, right?
Everybody, yes.
Okay.
Brother Hamid covered the health fair from the administration point of view, but I'm going to talk about the Islamic point of view. I mean, as Muslims, why do we do the health fair, and what is the significance of this for the Muslims and for the entire community?
Okay.
I would like to just say something about the Islamic perspective regarding visiting the sick and caring about the sick and the elderly.
Okay.
In Islam, there is not only a spiritual treatment of the sick and the elder ones, but there is also a physical care about that.
Okay.
In the Quran, the opening chapter of the Quran, which is known as Al-Fatiha, or the opening chapter, it's a 7 verses, and these 7 verses they are actually considered as an introduction to the Quran. One of the names of Al-Fatiha or this chapter is Ash-Shafiya, and Ash-Shafiya means the curing or the treatment, and that means
a disease, huh?
Of the disease, yes, of the spiritual disease and the physical disease at the same time. In Islam, we believe that everything is planned and decreed by Allah, the Almighty God, and we believe that if someone gets sick or has a health problem, it is all take care of them. It is all decreed by God, but at the same time, we believe that as Allah the Almighty decrees and plans the sickness of this person, at the same time He plans and decrees the curement of this person.
Okay, I do want to mention here that this is a free family health fair that takes place at Manchester Mall this coming Sunday on May 17th, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And I want to go over some of the things that you'll be talking about there and exercising. You'll look into asthma, cardiac education, dental cleaning, dermatology. You'll talk about diabetes. You'll be doing electrocardiograms, eye exams, glaucoma testing, internal medicine. That covers everything across the board, basically. You'll do some lab work, blood sugar, cholesterol, and other types of testing. You'll have some nutritional counseling there. Now, what does that mean? You'll talk about what the right foods to eat?
That's correct. Also, our 3 things are very, very popular there. One is diabetes. A lot of people don't know they're diabetic.
Yeah.
And when we have run the blood test and see their sugar level, we see that it's beyond the limit even now.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to get them to the hospital as soon as possible.
Right.
And our own understanding and talking with the patient, they tell us, I have no insurance. The second thing they say, because I'm illegal. So we said, no, we'll take care of you. And then who is helping us in this project? We send them to Sierra Clinica. There are 4 or 5 clinics here in town. And our own marketing department told us that the 97% patients who come to us, they go to Sierra Clinica.
Do most of the people that you'll be taking care of over there at the health clinic on Sunday, do most of them, do they not have health insurance?
That's correct. Majority don't have. And what we look at it, just like a little thing, dental, they don't go to the dentist. So we bring them in. Our dentist, we have 6 dentists working there. And we have 2 dental chairs there. So we take care of everything.
Wow! So you'll take care of the cavities right there.
Everything is in the
It's in the mall. Yeah.
In the mall, that there is a bus has equipped with the 2 dental chairs.
How many cardiologists will you have on hand?
The cardiology in the cardiology department, we will have most of the time 3 or 4.
Wow! And they'll be doing all kinds of testing there, huh?
Yes, absolutely. Again, as I said, not only cleaning the teeth, gum disease. We let them know that you're getting into that.
So you'll be able to take lab tests there? You'll be able to take your blood sugar?
That I'm going to tell right now.
Cholesterol?
We did 249 lab tests last time. 249.
And you're drawing blood? You're actually drawing blood there?
We have a 6 technician under the supervision of the doctor. That's all they do. And they give you the test right away within 15 minutes.
You'll know
what the problem is. And it's never go wrong. Every time we do, somebody really...
If someone's cholesterol is high, what do you do? Do you give them medication right there?
That's correct. Okay. And not only that, what we do is, like every time we have this, we have to call hospital. Because somebody...
St. Agnes or
any hospital. Doctor can call them, code red.
Like if you have a high blood pressure, or let's say your blood sugar is through the roof and it's a very dangerous level, do you send them to the hospital?
Right away. We call the ambulance. They go there, they can take care of it. And the doctor can authorize to admit them on the phone.
Yeah.
So that's one thing we notice. And then the blood test wise, I want to go a little bit more in detail.
Yeah, go ahead.
What it is when they become their property. That has nothing to do with us. We give them the blood test, and then they go to the doctor or whatever they want to do.
How many doctors will be there altogether?
Around 20 doctors.
20 doctors,
20
ranging
doctors.
from cardiologists to specialists to
exactly
podiatry,
eye specialists,
eye
yes,
specialists,
and
dental,
a number of nurses too, and volunteers.
Right,
Yes.
right, and you guys will be there.
Yes.
Well, there is now because you asked me that question, we have 20 doctors roughly, and 30 to 35 nurses, 100 volunteers.
Yeah.
It's so popular that we have to turn down last time 50 volunteers.
You need a big billboard along 99 to advertise this. You really do.
We are looking into that. Actually, if you want to look at it, our volunteer come on Saturday evening and they set up just like a doctor office.
Yeah, this is a huge health fair. Now, what number can they call? Can they call that number there?
That's correct. Yes.
Okay, let me give that number out.
Sure,
if you
please.
are interested and you need some health care, and for goodness sake, if you don't have health insurance, you've got to go to this health fair on Sunday, May 17th. That's this coming Sunday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Manchester Center. You know, you might have glaucoma, you might have high blood sugar, you might have high cholesterol, and you don't even know it. Go to this health fair and find out what your health needs and situations are, because if you don't have health insurance, it's going to cost out of pocket to go to a regular doctor. We all know how high doctor visits are. If you don't have insurance, you're paying up to $150 just to go through the door.
Just say good morning.
Yeah, just to say good morning. That doesn't include all the testing that you're going to take. So this health fair is free of charge. Let me give you a telephone number where you can call, and I'll read the number slow. Get your pen, piece of paper. It is area code 559, obviously, 673-2259. That would be 673-2259. You can call and get more information. It's the free family health fair out at Manchester Center this coming Sunday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. What's more important than your health? You don't have your health? What? You have nothing.
Nothing. And also, if I can add with that, we have the translator there. We have a lot of translators who will do in Spanish, and then we have 6-7 translators who will do the Hmong language. And this will be providing them that service too. So the Hmong
what about those who speak Islamic? Do you have translators?
I mean, there is no Islamic language.
No.
Okay.
What do you like? Arabic language?
Arabic, I'm sorry. If they're Islamic and they speak Arabic, I'm sorry. My apologies.
No, that's okay.
But you obviously have Arabic
yes,
translators.
We have. I mean, we provide all the services. But let me just, give you a very, very fast background about Islam.
We got about a minute and a half. So
a minute and a half.
Yeah.
I'll just take 1 minute.
Okay.
I mean.
Go ahead.
Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, following the directions of the Quran, in chapter number 26, it says that about God, He's the one who created me, and He's the one who guides me. He's the
and
one
can
who
heal you.
Yes, He's the one that provides me with the food and drink, and He's the one that whenever I get sick, He's the one that heals me and treats me, which means that if I get sick or I get ill, I need to ask God for the curement and the treatment. But at the same time, I have to go through the path and the way that is a proper way to seek the medication, to take the medicine, to go to the doctor, and to cure myself and to treat myself. I should not sit like that and say, you know what, the treatment and the cure is coming from God. I need to adopt the way and take the way to do that.
Yeah.
Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, encouraged that, and the Quran also encouraged that, and the Quran is considered as a spiritual treatment and a physical treatment at the same time. The Prophet, peace be upon him, used to visit the sick, and there is a great reward in Islam for visiting the sick and curing the sick person.
But the first order of business is going to this family health fair on Sunday, Manchester Center, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Only have 30 seconds left. Got to go. Ahmed, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
and
very much.
And we really want you folks to come there. You will enjoy it.
Thank you.
You will like it, and it's a lot of fun.
All right. Hamid Akbar and Dr. El Said Ramadan of the mosque here in the city of Fresno. They'll have all kinds of translators there, no matter what language you speak, including Hmong and Spanish and Arabic. All right. Back with another show tomorrow. Becky Cinema will be here on the program to talk about all the movies that are out playing right now. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.
You can find movies on over-the-air channel 13.3. Movies. Our name says it all.